Hello, everyone, and welcome to Twins Week in Baseball. This is the Tribe Fan 879 YouTube channel, and this video will recap all the offline games played for 2 out of 3 against the Indians and 3 out of 4 against the White Sox. All right, game 131 was played on the channel. It was Hector Santiago against Trevor Bauer. If you want to see the result, please go watch the video. Won't say anything about that just in case you haven't watched it already. All right, game 2 of the series was Andrew Albers versus Josh Tomlin. And while the Twins got out early, Brian Dozier was hit by a pitch. He stole second, went to third on a ground out, and then scored on an RBI ground out by Trevor Plouffe. That ended the scoring in the top half of the first, and the Twins were out to a 1-0 lead. The lead would not last long as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. This is off Andrew Albers. A two-base error by Logan Schaefer puts Jose Ramirez on second base. Brandon Guyer doubles home Ramirez. And then Abraham Almonte triples home Guyer, and that gives the Indians a 2-0 lead. Rajai Davis would single home Almonte, and that gave the Indians a 3-0 lead as we ended the second. The Twins would tie the game in the top half of the second inning. Logan Schaefer atones for his error with a leadoff walk, and then Brian Dozier, with his 23rd home run of the year, ties the game at 3. However, it looked more like a football score as the Indians put up 6 in the bottom half of the third. Mike Napoli with a solo one-out home run. Then 2 batters later with 2 outs. This is how the rally started and essentially knocked out Albers. Jose Ramirez, 2-out single. He stole second, and then Brandon Guyer takes Albers deep, and that makes it 5-3. Almonte would double, and then Chris Jimenez would walk, and then Rajai Davis with a 3-run homer puts the Indians ahead 9-3. They would add another run in the top half, or the bottom half of the fifth. Rajai Davis again with a solo home run. That made it 10-3. They had a run in the bottom half of the seventh when Chris Jimenez led off with a walk, moved to third on a Rajai Davis single, and scored on a Jason Kipnis ground out. The Twins would add a pity run in the top half of the ninth when Brian Shaw was pitching. Eddie Rosario led off the top half of the ninth with a solo home run. That's his 15th of the year and 44th RBI. However, that would be it for the game. The Indians win 11-4. Tomlin gets the win. He went 6 innings. Getting the win, and Andrew Albers got the loss. He went 2 2/3 innings in the loss. All right, the final game of the series was at least a little bit closer. This was Pat Dean against Corey Kluber. And actually, I've already played this game once, but I decided I'd do it again. The Twins once again get out early. Juan Centeno with a leadoff double in the top half of the third. He scores on a Logan Schaefer base hit. That made it 1-0 Twins, but the big inning comes back to haunt the Twins again. We go to the bottom half of the fourth, and Francisco Lindor leads off with a double. Mike Napoli would walk, and Carlos Santana would single to load the bases, and then Jose Ramirez with a 2-run double. That makes it 2-1 Indians. And then Guyer would ground out, and then Abraham Almonte with a sacrifice fly ends the scoring in the bottom of the fourth, and that makes it 3-1 Indians. They would add another run in the bottom half of the seventh. Almonte leadoff single, goes to second on a walk, and then Francisco Lindor with a 2-out RBI single. That makes it 4-2. The Twins would rally in the top half of the the ninth, or try to. Jorge Polanco with a 1-out single. We moved to second on a walk. Centeno was hit by a pitch, and then Logan Schaefer had a 1-19 home run chance, and he rolled a 20, which would have given the Twins the lead. However, they only got the 1 run, and then Brian Dozier grounded out to the pitcher to end the game. Oof. Wow, the D20 not kind. The Indians would win 4-2. Let's see here. Kluber went 7 2/3. Or he actually went 8 innings. And then Cody Allen pitches the 9th for the save. Dean would go 6 innings and get the loss. All right. Then into the series against the Twins. You thought maybe a change of scenery would help. Not so much. However, the Twins did at least fight in this game. This was Jose Quintana against Irvin Santana. This is game 134 for the replay. Top half of the second inning, Justin Morneau leadoff walk. Actually, Justin Morneau, Todd Frazier, and Avisail Garcia all walked to load the bases. You got Alex Avila to pop out, but Tyler Saladino with a 2-run double. That made it 2-0. And then Adam Eaton with a 3-run homer, and that makes it 5-0. And you thought it would have been smooth sailing, but here come the fighting Twins. Bottom half of the fourth, they get a run back. Trevor Plouffe with a 2-out double, and then Miguel Sano follows with a double, driving home Plouffe. That made it 5-1. They would, in the bottom half of the seventh, crawl back even more. Trevor Plouffe with the leadoff single. Sano doubles him to third to put runners on second and third. And then Jorge Polanco with an RBI groundout. That made it 5-2. And then Max Kepler with an RBI single made it 5-3. And then we go to the bottom half of the eighth. This would be Chris Beck pitching. He got the first batter out in Brian Dozier. However, he walks Joe Mauer and Trevor Plouffe. He got Sano to ground out to move runners up a base. And then Jorge Polanco rips a 2-run double, and we're tied at 5. And we go to bonus baseball. And Alex Wimmers was pitching in the top half of the 10th, and it did not go well for him. And also some shoddy defense as well. So let me get that in the picture here. Justin Morneau leadoff walk. He struck out Frazier for 1 out. And then Avisail Garcia with a single puts runners on first and third. And then Alex Avila hits a chopper to Plouffe. However, he throws it away, and Morneau scores the go-ahead run. David Robertson would get the final 3 outs in the 10th inning for the save. Juan Minaya actually pitched the top half of the 10th. Actually pitched the top half, or bottom half of the 9th for the win. So Minaya gets the win, Robertson gets the save, Wimmers gets the loss. And we go to game 135, and once again a great almost for the Twins. We go to the bottom half of the first. This was Carlos Rodon against Kyle Gibson for the starters. And some big offense in the bottom half of the first. However, it could have been a lot more. Trevor Plouffe with a 2-out double. And then Miguel Sano hits his 25th home run of the year. And that makes it 2-0 Twins. And then Eduardo Escobar with a single after the Sano homer. And then he would go to third on a Max Kepler single and score on a Kurt Suzuki single. Logan Schaefer would walk to load the bases, but Byron Buxton strikes out to end the inning. Missed opportunity for the Twins. All right, we go to the top half of the fourth inning. And with one out, Justin Morneau singles, and then Todd Frazier, the Todd father, hits a 2-run homer, and that makes it 3-2 Twins. However, the Twins would come right back in the bottom half of the fourth. Brian Dozier once again goes deep, his 24th of the year, and that made it 4-2. However, the Twins pitching could not hold up today. With one out in the top of the fifth, Adam Eaton reaches on an error. He steals second. And then the Milkman delivered Melky Cabrera with an RBI triple. That made it 4-3. And then we go to the top half of the sixth where the wheels just fell off. They tried to get Gibson through the sixth, but he could not do it. Leadoff single by Morneau. Frazier follows with a strikeout. And then an error by Jorge Polanco puts runners on first and second. A walk to Omar Narvaez loads the bases. After a shallow fly out to left field to make it 2 outs, Adam Eaton walks home a run, and that would be it for Gibson. Ryan O'Rourke came in, but would not be much more help. A single by Tyler Saladino brings home Avisail Garcia and Omar Narvaez, so that made it 6-4, and then a wild pitch brings home the final run for Eaton in the top half of the sixth. That made it 7-4. All right, they had a couple more runs. Todd Frazier and with his second of the day, and then Avisail Garcia follows up with a back-to-back. This is off of Pat Light. And he did not see the light that inning. That would be all but for the scoring. However, the Twins tried to put up a fight in the bottom half of the eighth. This is with Jake. They tried to bring Jacob Turner in the game, and he was awful. Kurt Suzuki with a leadoff double. 2 batters later, Byron Buxton doubles to score Suzuki. And then Brian Dozier doubles home Buxton. That made it 9-6. And then Jorge Polanco off of Michael Yanoa. That made it 9-8 in the bottom of the seventh. However, that would be as close as the Twins would come. Yanoa would finish out the rest of the game. Actually, no. Yanoa would finish off the seventh and the eighth, and then Nate Jones would finish off the ninth for a save. Well, Gibson went the first 5 2/3 and gets the loss. And then if you read in my chat, you'd probably know what happened in this game. Read the chat for, it was one of the games I was in for Alice. It was Al or somebody. This is game 136. Not so more big game, James Shields against Hector Santiago. Bottom of the first, the Twins get out to a huge lead. Brian Dozier leadoff single, goes to second on a walk. After a Mauer strikeout, Plouffe singles home Dozier to make it 1-0. Walk loads the bases, and Miguel Sano with a 2-run double. That made it 3-0. Eddie Rosario singles home Kepler. That made it 4-0. And Juan Centeno with a sacrifice fly made it 5-0 in coasting, right? Yeah, not so much. Top half of the fourth, Santiago leadoff walk to Tim Anderson. After back-to-back strikeouts, he walks Frazier, and the 2-out walks will kill you because Avisail Garcia with a 3-run homer, that made it 5-3. The Twins would add an insurance run in the bottom half of the sixth. Max Kepler with a knockout blow to Shields, solo home run, his 11th of the year. That made it 6-3, but the wheels came off in the top half of the eighth. They brought in Buddy Boshears. He only got 1 out. Double by Tim Anderson, Melky Cabrera with reached on an error by Joe Mauer, rare. Puts runners on first and third. A walk to Abreu, loaded the bases, and then Todd Frazier walked in a run, and then Avisail Garcia again with his second home run, and cue the Bob Niehaus because it was a grand slam. The grand slam actually happened off of Pat White, who got the second out of the inning on a Kevin Smith strikeout, but Alex Avila with a single, Yolmer Sanchez with a single, puts runners on first and second, and then Adam Eaton singles home. Avila, that made it the sixth run of the inning, put them up 9-6, and that would be all. Let's see. Shields would not get the win. That would probably go to... that would go to Michael Yanoa, because he was pitching in the sixth when they... Or actually, no, who pitched... Actually, no, that would go to Tommy Kahnle would get the win. So he was pitching the bottom half of the seventh. So Kahnle gets the win. Robertson would get the save. And that would take the record for the Twins to 54-82. And that's only the second game of the series, because the final game of the series will be played on the channel. Anthony Ronaldo will be pitching for the White Sox, and Andrew Albers for the Twins. All right, everybody, I will bring this game to you as quickly as I can. And to finish off the series, we are now into the first weekend in September. 25 more games left. That's all I have to say about that. All right, everybody, please hit that like button. And if you are watching for the first time, thank you. And please, if you would like the videos, please hit the subscribe button. And whatever games you are playing, may your games be lively and your games be good. Have a good day, everybody.